Hello? Can you see us and hear us okay?
Who's out there?
Maybe.
Hello. Possibly. We'll see.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for waiting. Sorry that we pushed back an hour, but we had to go pick up the dog.
Did have to pick up the dog. Why am I not getting a notice that the stream is on?
Maybe because I just started it.
Yeah, well.
I have a feeling if you go to my channel, you will find it.
Don't tell me what to do.
How is everybody today? Good, I hope.
Awake, alive, moving, resting, recuperating. Yeah, there we go. Look at that.
Yay for notifications!
Yay.
Woohoo.
Well, it wasn't the notification.
No, Tony Ryan got a notification.
Oh, Tony Ryan.
So you would know that if
Tony
you had
special.
it up already, but you didn't. You were not prepared.
Because I didn't get a notification.
Yeah, so we made it back home in the pouring rain last night.
Oh, yeah.
It was terrible. It was a long drive. We were both exhausted, and it took us 8 hours to get home.
Under 8. Thank you very much.
Like barely under 8 hours.
That's right, under 8 hours.
We got home around 2 a.m. and ended up not working today because we both would not have been functioning, and we slept until 11. I'm sorry. So I tried to update the time on my phone when we were out of the house. And unfortunately, I thought I did, and it did not do anything.
You realize that was Mike, and he said he's kidding, right?
No.
Okay.
But I'm just telling them to let them know that's what happened.
Well, okay then.
But I was able to change it to 8, and we were right on time for once. Yay!
Right?
Kind of. I mean, aside from the fact that it was supposed to be 7.
I see Michael in here too. What's up? When did you make it home? We had the whole Smokey and the Bandit thing going. So when did you make it home?
Wasn't he not leaving till the next day?
I don't know. That's why I'm
pretty
asking.
sure that he didn't leave until today.
Oh, I thought he said he was... Whatever.
All right. Well, I guess we should go ahead and get started. Don't you think?
I guess. Yeah, we can do that. I see Tom took 6 hours. We were talking about that, too. It's going to be a long drive for him to Connecticut.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad everybody made it home.
Yeah, absolutely.
At least so far. Kat, I know, is still waiting for her flight, I believe.
Kat is still in the airport.
It was so lovely to meet Kat and everybody else at ERRF this year.
I think Amy finally made it home, too, huh?
Oh, did she?
I thought so.
I knew that she was delayed, but I didn't see that she had made it. So I hope she did.
Maybe she didn't.
Seems like a lot of people are having some issues getting home.
Well, that's why you never fly through Philadelphia.
That's true. I got stuck in Philadelphia for like 6 hours. It's not as bad as Atlanta
I
for you.
have never been stuck in Philadelphia because I always just drive.
Right.
But
10 hours. Ouch.
Ooh.
It took us 10 hours to get down.
Well, it took us 10 hours to get down because we stopped in Jersey to get the programs, and we stopped in Philly to get cheesesteaks.
That's true. We did stop for programs and cheesesteaks. Where are the programs, by the way? I know you grabbed a couple
Chris
of
has got a box of them.
Well, I know, but I was going to show them.
Ta-da!
So, this was one of my my additions to Team ERRF, and that was to make these programs. Inside the programs, these were available for everybody who was there, and I am showing you guys this because I figured I would show you those who may not have made it, kind of what we did to help make it so that people knew what was happening. Yeah, we just had to stop and get cheesesteaks. I mean, it was a necessity. I'm not going to lie. So on the first page, we did put a schedule of events. This showed when the speakers were happening, when the Derby was happening, check-in, stuff like that. And then also the E3D sponsored event at the end, and then Sunday's events. And then we did the speaker schedule. And from what I've heard, people have said this has been incredibly helpful. It lists out all of the speakers and their topics. There was a minor change to this, however...
couple minor changes.
It was last minute changes, so clearly we couldn't reprint.
The MC was able to handle it without a problem.
Right. Nick was the MC, for those of you who
Flawless.
don't know. So, yeah, and then there's a bunch of ads and information from all of our sponsors, and that is the layout for those who could not make it. This is the layout of the venue, which I think worked out pretty well.
I do think it worked out pretty well. I like the way it was laid out.
Yeah, so we were very pleased with that. Overall, we would like to call ERRF an overwhelming success.
I would totally agree.
Your head's getting cut off again.
We actually...
Act like you like me.
Yeah. I just spent 4 days with you.
I'm sorry.
Like 3/4 of a full day awake in a car with you over the span of 4 days.
I know, and I was singing at the top of my lungs. It was amazing.
And I was not, because I had no voice to sing with.
My voice is super raspy today still.
Yeah. Well,
It's
mine's
a little
back.
rough.
Mine's back.
Mine's not back yet.
Paul, it's going great, by the way. Watching chat on 2 different computers, so sorry. And yes, Chris, by the way, ERRF, best event you've never been to. So we should probably look at fixing that. Let's call it 2019.
Right. It was not just Disney tunes. We were rocking out to some Greatest Showman and some Pitch Perfect. There was a little Moana in there.
There was some Moana in there. By the way,
and
a really bad call on a dark Connecticut road, Moana.
Yeah, it was a little too slow and made us want to go to sleep. So that got changed to Pitch Perfect.
Yes. So, Tony, I see the question for how many attendees. Final numbers that we had were 723 through the door. That's
and
with
that
sponsors, exhibitors, and
everybody.
attendees.
Yep.
So 723 for...
technically 727.
Well, if you count Chris.
If you
yes.
include
Yes.
the four
if
of
you
us.
include the 4 of us, 727. So...
Yes, we did hear that from a lot of people that we needed to include a space down the middle. I don't think it will be a full aisle down the middle because of the cords that run down the center of the tables, but we will probably add a space enough for people who are behind the tables to walk through. Because, yes, we realized that. I actually even said that to Vicky as we were setting up.
Look, we got Kat, who I thought was getting on her plane right now.
She's been in here, and she's just... her plane will be leaving shortly.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for spending the remaining time in the States with us, Kat.
I'm excited that you'll have your own table next year. That would be awesome.
Who's having a table next year?
Kat.
What am I missing? Oh, Kat's having a table?
Yeah, it's right there.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
We are a mess today.
We are a mess today. Good God.
Oh, man.
I see Chris from Venturi 3D. I didn't get a chance to stop by your table. I saw you guys come in on Friday night and load things up, and then...
Yeah.
I will be honest, I got a chance to see like a whopping half dozen tables the entire weekend.
So that is the one disappointment, I would say, of us being part of the board who made this thing happen is we were all very, very busy running around like chickens with our heads cut off, and Nick was busy doing emceeing for the build platform. So unfortunately we didn't get to see as much as we would have liked. In fact, there's an entire row that I missed that I didn't realize until we were talking about it. An entire row that I missed. So for those of you in the same row as the glitter printer, I'm sorry I missed your entire row. I'm sorry. I suck. I can't wait to watch all the videos and recaps so we can see all the stuff that we missed.
Yes, John, she did get the MMU working.
Yes.
Sunday mid-morning-ish?
Early morning.
Early morning?
Yeah,
Okay.
it printed all day on Sunday fine. Yeah, there was a little bit of a jam. I don't know if the jam was from people messing with the filament or if there was an issue with the filament. I'm not sure, but the next day it was printing fine.
Yeah, Mike, she missed the row with the glitter printer.
I only saw the glitter printer, and I didn't even go over to look at it because I saw it at Murph. But I only saw it as I was walking by because it was on the end.
Yeah.
So... I didn't actually go and talk to them or look or anything.
For any who are concerned, the glitter was actually very well contained at the show.
We did a very good job keeping it contained.
Yeah.
So everybody found this really funny when I talked about it, but glitter is banned from that arena.
Yeah.
We had to get special permission from the arena to be able to have that printer there, and we had to go through a lot of...
Yes, Vicky. Yes.
Vicky.
Ooga booga.
So we had to jump through a couple hoops to make sure that the glitter printer could be there, and we were very grateful that the arena allowed it to be there for more people to see it.
Yeah, Tom, I see that you were talking with Glenn and thinking that it'll be double the size next year. The good news is, based on the way that it is currently set up, we could triple size next year and we would still be okay in that venue.
Yes.
Without having to make any changes. So we've got room for growth.
We do have room for growth, which is very exciting, and seems like everybody was very excited about it. One of the really cool things that I thought about about ERRF was the Derby.
The Derby was awesome.
It was really cool coming from somebody who hung around with Boy Scouts, because my brother was a Boy Scout growing up, and watching him take part in Pinewood Derbies all the time. It was really cool to see a 3D printed version, a new take on an old classic. And just to see how people designed their cars. It was so fun. I have a video of all of the different cars. I'll post that on Twitter because I don't have it on my computer, or else I would screen share it right now. But it was really cool to see all the different designs.
Well, you are lucky, PT 3D, because I'm thinking the Derby is going to occur again next year as well.
I hope so.
I'm hoping that this is going to become an annual kind of attraction for ERRF, and that we continue getting bigger around it, and that my car doesn't finish third to last. That's right.
Hi, Heather.
I wasn't at the bottom.
Yeah, the one thing that people did say, a couple things about the Derby is, one, that maybe we need to put a weight minimum. With Pinewood Derby, it's a little bit easier because you're starting with a block of wood, and you're usually keeping it fairly similar in size and shape. So your minimum isn't going to be too far off of the 5-ounce weight. But for those who didn't have time to put in their weights...
Whatever. An F1 car. You want to keep those things light.
A 3-ounce car could not get down to the very end of the track. So I think we need to do a weight minimum and maximum, which is something that they don't have to do for Pinewood, but I think it might be something we need to do. And then somebody had mentioned the possibility of getting a track that has the raised center so that cars don't...
So Pooch's car doesn't take out every other car on the track when it breaks? Yeah.
Exactly.
No, that's a great idea.
Yeah, so that is the two things that came of the... Pinewood Derby, but it was really exciting. The car that came in first and second were glittery and amazing.
Oh, Vicky saying she likes the dynamic between you and I. Vicky, you just got a whole weekend of experiencing it.
Are you sure you do? Yeah, the race center would be helpful. Yes, one was pink and glittery. It was fabulous.
And it was in second place. That was Kira.
So apparently silver glitter is faster than pink glitter?
By 100th of a second.
100th of a second.
Yeah, so that is good to know. The type of glitter you use is impressive, or is important.
Yes, good to know.
Yeah.
Because next year, I will make the car that I had wanted to make this year and ran out of time, which would be a Protopasta glitter mix unicorn car.
I'm just looking and I'm seeing Jeff asking if a 3D printed track would be feasible. Probably not, based on the size of the track.
Yeah.
That was way longer than I expected it to be.
Yeah, it's a long track. Like almost 40 feet?
Yeah, it's.
I would say a good 40 feet.
Yeah, that seems about right.
So I wouldn't say it's not possible, but I think that would...
Hashtag community build. Yes, Vicky.
It very well could be a community build. But I think in order to make it fair that everybody's section would have to be either maybe coated or epoxied over it.
Right.
So it was super smooth, so you didn't have anything that would hang up the...
Oh, we were bringing the big people out today.
Hey, guys.
Yeah, big people joining in. By the way, Clayton, we got home at about 2 this morning, and I really wanted to shoot you a DM to see if you wanted to play some PUBG. I was feeling a chicken dinner.
Right.
Just going to throw that out there.
I wasn't feeling anything but needing a bed. I was exhausted. What else?
Yeah, Mike actually made the comment that the scouts have perfected the track, the timing, the scoring. Yeah, they did an amazing job.
Yeah, it was actually a really cool setup that it timed everything for you, and there were relays involved, and they just basically signaled each other to release the cars, and then added new cars. It was fabulous.
No, they did an amazing job.
Yeah, and we were very grateful that the Boy Scouts helped us out. We actually had the troop leader over there.
Yeah, and I'm not going to lie, they even allowed me to cheat a little bit with my car, and I still didn't win. It didn't fit in the box.
Yeah, his didn't fit in the box because his wheels were canted a little too much.
Whatever.
Well, no, it's not that they were canted too much because they were only at 10%.
Right. No, they were canted
20.
just fine. I just couldn't get them in because the body of the underbody of the F1 car was a little bit larger. So I need to make some modifications.
Yeah, so Nick will have to fix his car next year, and
Don't
I'll have to
don't
design
worry.
the car.
You guys, don't worry. I've already got an idea for a promo video for the 3D Derby next year. This is what was already going through my head on the drive home.
Of course it was.
Well, no.
What else happened? How were the talks?
There were talks. There were lots of
talks.
Which unfortunately meant people had to hear me a lot over the PA system. But it allowed me to be over a PA system. So bucket list item, check.
I don't think it was actually on his
It was a bucket list item, whether or not she says so. There were actually some great talks. One of the coolest things that I saw was Saturday morning. Our first speaker was Scott Latine, who's the head of Marlin. That's the way that most would probably know him. And Scott was giving our keynote to really kind of start things off, and he talked about different aspects of Marlin and changes that are coming up. Well, unbeknownst to us, Creality sent some rather high-ranking individuals from the company to ERRF, who showed up on Friday night. And so Saturday morning, as Scott was giving his talk, these 3 high-ranking individuals from Creality sat down second row, almost center to where Scott was, and listened to him, and nodded around and engaged in the conversation. And it was awesome to see Creality, who most of us know was having the GPL issue, and some issues with Marlin, sit there and listen to what was said. Even when Scott was saying, the community's had to wag their finger at people sometimes, just because they've gone against the GPL. And then a little bit later in the same talk, be able to say, Creality has helped us out with looking at things that we can incorporate into Marlin by looking at, different features, and we've been working together on it. So that was a very, very cool moment for me to be at this community event, which, ERRF, it's all about the community. To be at an event like that and to see something that had kind of been a sticking point in the community for a short period of time, I don't want to say become resolved, but to see the two parties involved in that now working together for the betterment of the community. It was just really cool for me to be able to see that first thing in the morning. And then the talks were awesome. There were talks on everything from how to use how 3D printing is being used in Johns Hopkins laboratories, to the building of a 1200 by 1200 by 1200 printer and the issues that they ran into around that. Talks from Josh Ajima regarding 3D printing in education. The list goes on and on of amazing people who were able to speak this week, and the way that things all tied in together. It really was just a phenomenal weekend from my perspective, because I really got to hear a lot of these talks. It was just really great to hear what people in the community were talking about, what really impassioned them. Brooke Drum from Printerbot scared me a little bit when one of his lines was, "Rep was dead," and I was like, "Cut the mic! Cut the mic! We're at a Rep Fest! Come on, man!" But he had a point. He had a great point as he was talking about it. Scott Zivs talked about, maybe the idea of standards within the rep community and why it would be important and how it could impact the quality of printers and everything that was going on there. So just some really phenomenal talks that came out of the whole thing.
We do have to say all of the talks were recorded. There may be some audio issues on the very last one of Sunday, but otherwise it looks like everything ran smoothly. Big thank you to John over at You Do It, who was the one who recorded everything. Also
gave a great talk about the importance of becoming or now being a great time to become a content creator. And some really great tips there too. So just a lot of really fascinating stuff. So we will be talking with John to figure out how we're going to do the whole talk thing. I would imagine he's going to post them on his YouTube, and then I will on ours on the ERRF channel. I will go ahead and create a playlist so that we can put them all in one spot so that you guys can watch them from beginning to end. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm reading over your shoulder.
Saturday has great audio. Sunday, not so much.
Ah, thank you, John. Awesome.
Perfect.
Awesome.
I'm really excited. There were a lot of really, really good talks, and some that I really wanted to watch.
I'm trying to think of just so many great talks. I'm trying to think of others that
next page.
We're jumping out to. Yeah, I'm very familiar with these pages. Thanks. Got it.
But yeah, so they will be posted soon. We'll go ahead and blast those out to everybody as soon as they are posted.
Oh my God, how did I forget about Becky's speech?
Becky Button's speech was amazing. That's one that I did actually get to catch.
Oh, and Eric from Enable. By the way, still, I posted this on Twitter, still the greatest speaking title for ERRF, in my opinion. You know, how you two can become an arms dealer from Enable. Nicely done, genius. Eric. Nicely done. Yeah. Isaac Budman and Alex, and oh my God, there were so many great speakers. Good ones.
So you guys will have to keep an eye out for those on the ERRF page. That way you guys can see them all, because it was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
What else was really cool? It was nice to see the Prusa multi-material unit actually printing. It was super exciting. The one that I currently have sitting behind me, but the new version.
It was nice to see that printing too.
It was. I did bring my printer there. I was letting Repcord use it for their release of their filament holder, which is awesome. They actually sent me home with one. So I'll talk about that in a moment.
Sent us home with one. We took one and ran out the door. Whatever. It was close. Pooch was too busy doing other things. And Travis, by that point, had been run ragged by Pooch, so he would just let us go.
The community print
that was awesome,
was
too.
awesome to see come together. That was from How I Do It, from the 3DP Community Hangout. They never left the booth. It's pretty much true.
No, Heather. Pooch left the booth a lot. Travis never got to leave the booth.
Yeah, no, it was really kind of cool to see everything.
Yeah, no, that community build was phenomenal when you looked at it, the number of pieces that were in there. To go along with that, We the People actually brought four of their 33-inch tall kind of community builds, and Todd gave a great speech about the creation of Rosie the Riveter and what that looked like and everything that went into that.
Yeah, he filled in for us as a speaker.
He did.
He was one of the changes. Unfortunately, Braden from Robo was sick. So he was not able to speak on Saturday. So the Builders.
Todd jumped right in and took that spot.
I hear it was great.
Yeah, it was.
I missed
it was a great
but I am looking forward to watching it later.
Yep.
It was really cool to see those the huge sculptures in person. It was very much like 6 Foot Rick.
Yeah.
But to see all these iconic characters and people was pretty awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that was very cool. I'm trying to think. E3D. So the poor folks at E3D had, as a huge sponsor to the program, had all of their stuff stuck in customs.
Except for their color mixer.
Except for the color mixer, which had been at Printed Solid beforehand, so Printed Solid was able to bring that.
Yep.
All of their stuff got stuck in customs and wasn't cleared until Friday in Tennessee.
Yeah, so unfortunately there was no getting it in time.
There was no way to get it to the show, so they put out a call to the community for the community to bring their stuff that may have E3D parts or not, whatever.
Preferably E3D parts of some kind, but they didn't care what kind. And there was the big box that somebody brought, which was from the Kickstarter campaign. I know Claire was really excited.
Claire was super excited.
From E3D. She was really excited to see that. But the community really came together for E3D, which was so awesome to see. But a big bummer that all of their materials did not make it. Hopefully there's not that problem next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was super cool.
It was really nice to see the community come together.
Yep.
I mean, the community always comes together, but it was really nice to see it happen so spur of the moment. We very much appreciated it.
Mm-hmm. Very much so. Other cool things. What else? What else are we missing?
I mean, G-Create was there with their massive printer
With
again.
their massive printers, yep.
I hear they have new stuff coming that they're working on. I'm really excited to see it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get any teasers or spoilers other than new stuff is coming. That's still awesome.
Slice Engineering was there with the Mosquito hot end.
Yep, that was really cool. The prints that came off of that was amazing.
Tom crashing his quadcopter outside. I missed it. I heard about it later, though.
I didn't hear about it. What happened?
I heard about it. The wind apparently pushed him right into the...
Yeah, it was a little windy.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else?
There was so much else.
There was so much. So we had a creator area, and
that
that's
was cool.
where Clayton, Uncle Jesse, was, and Amy Double D. I was super excited to meet both of them.
Michael Pimentel with oh my god,
his display
the
gets
traveling show. It's seriously its own show, folks.
More and more elaborate every time.
Yeah,
and awesome.
Yeah, and more awesome every time.
Yeah,
not gonna lie. Man, what else? So much other stuff.
Oh, Shane from Fugatech was there.
Shane from Fugatech was there, absolutely.
Interviewing everybody.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there'll be lots of interviews on his channel coming up here soon.
He posted one today.
Oh yeah,
I saw him.
I missed that.
Just kind of him introducing ERRF and being there and showing him and everybody he was walking around with. He talked to Chris for a little bit. Chris gave us shout outs for fun stuff there.
Cool.
So this is while it may not feel like part of the community, I feel like they're gonna become part of the community. The people
Learn to speak.
At the Aberdeen Proving Grounds Federal Credit Union Arena,
they were fabulous,
phenomenal.
They were, I would say, 70% of the reason why this event ran as smoothly as it did.
This went so smoothly because of all the great stuff that they did. Seriously, setting up piping, setting up drapes, getting the tables all set up for us, chairs all set up for us, the stage was set up, they ran the sound for us the entire time. I got to know Jeff really, really well. Jeff was the guy who was running the sound. Mm-hmm. The after event for exhibitors and sponsors went off without a hitch. They did truly amazing stuff. And the event coordinators, Sheila and Stacy, were always around. They were always asking us questions. They were so interested. There was one point yesterday afternoon where I'm sitting with Sheila. She was kind of sitting towards the end of the bleachers where the speaking stage was, and she had been watching the CompuSource. She had been watching the See Me CNC Artemis printing a rocket for like 45 minutes from like.
Start to finish.
Yeah, from like 80% up. She was watching it go around and around and around.
She was doing what we all do.
Right,
just sitting there staring
the first
at it.
The first time, the 31st time, the 397th time that you're watching your printer.
Yeah, and for her, she had never really watched them, and she sat there and watched it.
So she's watching it, and it's getting close to the top, it's getting close to the top, it's getting close to the top, and somebody went to stand in the way. And she was like, no! And she's moving around trying to see it. She got to see it completed, which was phenomenal. But it was that kind of interest. They've got a poster board for all kinds of shows that they have. They're usually magicians or whatever. Musicians. Although, maybe magicians? I don't know.
Maybe.
And she actually asked if they could keep one of our...
posters.
They wanted to keep one of our programs. And possibly one of... maybe getting a handout that we had sent out to people. And Chris had printed them a little low-poly dog. Had given it to, I believe he gave one to Stacy, and I think he gave one to Sheila as well.
Probably.
They were talking about kind of putting it in that box, so there would be the dog, our program, and our handout, because they were excited to have us there, and it was such a great event because of them. Yeah. So yes,
everybody's
and I see
talking about how great.
Yeah, I see Clay saying air conditioned.
Yes, yeah, and it was so humid and disgusting.
But inside was gorgeous.
One of the days was not hot, but the humidity was just.
But it was gorgeous indoors. I will say that.
Yeah, no, it was great.
Vicky saying she got free popcorn.
Yeah.
I saw that Sunday afternoon. They were giving out the free popcorn.
Yep. Yeah, no, the arena, the venue was perfect.
Yeah.
We couldn't have asked for a better venue.
Yeah.
And luckily with that venue, there is room to grow. So over the years, as the event gets bigger, we do have lots of opportunity to grow however we feel like we need to. Yeah,
the food Saturday night was great. No melted PLA incidents. None that I'm aware of. None that I had heard of. No. So that was a good thing.
I don't think there were even any printer disasters.
I don't think there were any printer disasters either.
At least,
yeah.
Which is good. The one downside was that they did cut the power at the end of the night.
Yeah, so at the end of the night at 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock on Friday night after setup and 10 o'clock Saturday night after we had left, they were cutting the power. They weren't running the power. So there was no overnight printing that was taking place.
So that was the one bummer. But I think that was also in our insurance agreement.
Yeah, I believe it was too.
So it kind of is what it is. But
you are right, Matt. One table casualty.
True. There was a table casualty.
That was it. I like when you say over the years.
I hope you can get to a future ERRF too.
Same here, Mike. Same here.
I think we've all agreed that
James's print and play, his video game cabinets.
Yes.
Those were amazing.
We're gonna make one.
Yeah.
We're gonna make one.
Well, it's on the list of things.
I will start it sooner rather than later because it was so cool, and I want to sit down and play Frogger.
Yes.
And not on my Sega Genesis in the basement.
What happened to the G Create skateboard? I don't know. That's a good question. I know they started one. They started one at Murph too, and never really finished it. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm jealous. We're gonna make one because I think that would be so badass.
Of course it would.
And
we just ooze badassness.
And it would really entertain Zoe and Zachary when they come to visit.
That's a good point. That's a phenomenal point as well. So we can work on that portion of things.
Yeah, they were really cool. So
I am really going to apologize because I know I'm going to miss people as I'm talking about all this cool stuff that was going on.
There's so many cool things. And we did miss so much of it.
Yeah.
Because we were running around like chickens with our heads cut off. It was so cool, Vicky. I agree with him.
What's that?
Her husband just chimed in about the
cabinets. Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, they were super, super awesome. The small ones and the big one.
Yeah.
They were both really cool. We will be making one.
Yep. Mosaic was there. They had a pallet running. That was cool.
Yep.
Who am I going? Brooke Printerbot had the
printer belt.
The printer belt running.
Yep.
That was awesome to see as well.
Printed Solids booth was there.
Jam packed all weekend.
The entire time. They had samples for $3 a piece. So I picked some up. I picked up some glass fiber nylon, some Python flex, and some architectural clay. So I'm really excited to try those out.
You are absolutely right, Vicky. Mitch and his backpack printer. Mitch is back with the backpack printer. That was awesome. Budman 3D introducing their new printer.
Yes, it was really cool.
The Bildini.
It was super quiet.
It was super quiet.
I would say gives the Mark III a run for its money for quietness.
Yep. Yeah.
It was
quiet. Silent. It was like ninja silent.
It was good size too.
Yeah. And I apologize, guys. I'm talking sponsors right now, and this is not it's not purposeful. I'm not talking just to talk up the sponsors for her.
No,
I just didn't honestly have the opportunity to really get into.
Oh,
who was it? The shells, the remote controlled Mario shells.
Oh, I don't remember their.
I can't remember their name either, but they were awesome. I've got a picture of it.
Printer I've seen too.
Yep.
Their enclosure was the one that was etched.
Heard the rustling of plastic and thought somebody was shooting at me. PUBG PTSD. You know, with video game addiction becoming a thing, video game PTSD is also going to become a thing.
Right.
I'm thinking I've got a job for the rest of my life.
So we also had Protopasta there, and you guys know I'm a huge fan.
Oh my God,
of
Alex and
Protopasta.
Keith,
they're some of the best people out there, and they had the newest color.
It's Tom's, yeah?
It's Tom's color,
Yeah.
tangerine orange metallic gold. So I picked up one of those, and then Alex was nice enough to gift us each a spool of it. So we have 3 spools to play with, which is super exciting. It's so pretty in person, and I was hoping to print a gnome for you, but I'm in the process of printing Nereus, Chris, his little sample spool.
Chris was there with full tables. I'm actually surprised. Shom and Askewed View 3D aren't in here tonight.
I know, because
they had like 4 tables. They had
insane.
amazing stuff. It was great.
It was
and
insane.
I got to show off my they modeled the Hulk's axe from Ragnarok.
Go get it. Where's it?
Oh, I think it's downstairs.
Really? Why'd you do that? That wasn't very smart.
It's me, and you're assuming very smart. It should go in.
So I'll tell you a little bit about my booth and Nick's booth. So I didn't have a whole lot there. I was just showing off.
Sold everything you had.
I know, I did. So I didn't really plan on showing a whole lot because I knew that I'd be running around like a chicken with my head cut off and not able to stand there and talk at my booth for very much. So I did a small booth with just a handful of headbands and different ears. And I showed off my testing of tulle with printed stuff on it. So that was kind of cool. People seem to like it. Nick, on the other hand, he had the intention of doing this gigantic project, as you may or may not know. He underestimates the amount of time it's going to take to do something.
It was planned out perfectly, honestly, until another piece of Crispy died.
Yeah.
I had intended to do Maui's fishhook from Moana, but in full size. So it was going to be a 6-foot tall fishhook.
So this is the
this is the model that it was coming off of.
And this is by.
Keep
talking.
Okay.
I'll find it.
So I had intended to do it. It had all been sliced up in mesh mixer. Everything was going to be keyed together. I got the print started. We were off and running. And then as one 17-hour print was going overnight, the extruder on Crispy died. And therefore my printing capabilities kind of died with it.
So these are the people who designed the things that was on Nick's table, Nick's booth.
So Miggy, to answer your question, how much of Crispy is original nowadays?
Not much.
Pretty much the extruder.
And the frame.
The extruder and the frame are about the only things that are still original Crispy.
And the board.
Yeah, well, the board's been replaced already.
Right.
It's another ANET board, but yeah.
Yeah, so we were able to show a lot of the fishhook and how it was going to look in pieces, but not the whole thing.
Good night, Vicky.
Good night, Vicky.
Yeah, so with that in mind, that project kind of became how you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. No, I'm just combining I'm combining Matt and John. So
Right.
How you do it. And so I started printing. Good God, woman. Really? I started. That's how it's going to end, folks. Red rum. Red rum.
I'm sorry, I had the axe pointing in the wrong direction.
So with where I was with that project, I had pieces that had been clean prints that I brought. I brought pieces that were glued together. I brought pieces that were glued together and sanded. I bought pieces that were glued together, sanded, and filled with primer. And so I just kind of laid out all the pieces in a here's how each step of this process goes, because I figured why not make it attempt to be educational, including the piece that actually failed on me on Crispy. I brought that and said, look, sometimes accidents happen when you're doing this. And so that was kind of my table, and it ran to the Hulk hammer, which I had intended to finish, but unfortunately in priming it with filler primer, found out there were some places that didn't look like they needed to be sand or filled, that then needed to be sand and filled, and there was just no time for that with everything going on. As a matter of fact, the Hulk axe was painted and brought with paint, but wasn't weathered until we were sitting at the Hampton Inn and Suites
first thing in the morning.
Yeah, weathering it on Friday morning so that it would be ready for the show on Saturday.
It turned out really, really good, though. I don't know if you will get a good glimpse at it, but it
looks okay.
Look okay.
Sure,
yeah, so
why
it
not?
turned out really, really good. Everybody liked seeing it and had a lot of questions about it.
So Mike, fishhook can be there next year and may be there next year, although I think I've already got a theme for next year, and I feel comfortable sharing it with everybody. I want to do Wile E. Coyote inventions next year as a theme for my table. So, the idea of printing an Acme anvil and suspending it off of something, hanging over some birdseed, Maybe talking to the fine people at G Create, Gordon, Anna, and such, and seeing if I could collaborate with them to print out a skateboard with a sail on it and maybe a 3D printed fan on the back. Wile E. Coyote's helmet, Wile E. Coyote's help sign.
Acme rum dispenser.
Acme rum dispenser, possibly.
Sounds genius.
So, Matt, I'm seeing 10-foot Wile E. Coyote. I'm considering community build being like a 3-foot tall Wile E. Coyote that could stand.
That's it.
Look, I saw the size of Rosie the Riveter at 6 foot, and 2,500 pieces is a little bit ambitious for me. So I'm thinking 3 foot, maybe 4 foot Wile E. Coyote as a build could be a possibility. What are we seeing here?
Oh, Matt, I'm not managing it.
No, Matt. I just want to ask you about how to manage it more than anything else. So I'm thinking Wile E. Coyote themed display table next year, and I'm saying that now because I think I've got to start doing it now.
Somebody at ERRF had a Acme disappearing gun.
Oh yeah, no, that was Shulman, Skewed 3D. That was Marvin the Martian's ray gun. Yeah,
yeah. So I thought of you when I saw it because it was.
No, Acme. He told me he had that.
I took a picture of it. That's why I took a picture of it for you.
So you know what I'm thinking, Chris? Acme Kegerator. What if I 3D printed an Acme safe and it just happened to open up where you could store beer?
Right.
Just a possibility.
Yeah, so that was our booths. Vicky was
so
next
Matt,
to us.
when you tell me what you're gonna do and me to do the opposite, you mean we want Pooch to print, not mirrored? I did see a question up here, which is going to be
about
a great
the feel?
one. Yeah, John O'Shaughnessy. Yeah, I did too.
So it was a different feel because the East Coast is very different from the Midwest. And when we were thinking about doing ERRF and how we wanted it to look and feel, we wanted a similar concept and feel as MRF, but at the same time, we can't pretend like the East Coast is in the middle of the Midwest. It's not.
We tried. The community college was out there a little ways. I mean, we drove
college,
through farm field and soy field to get there.
We
or wheat
did.
Field,
we took back roads instead of
the highway.
The highway once, and it did very much feel like we were driving to MRF. But it was a little different, but not in a bad way. It was different it was MRF with an East Coast twist, is the best way I can describe it. Would you agree?
Yeah, I mean, the venue is obviously different because having gone to MRF, the 4-H lower ceilings than an arena, obviously.
Well, and I got asked a couple times why we picked the arena, and to be honest, we had some different requirements that MRF doesn't have. Being in Maryland in the summer meant that we needed air conditioning. We could not do a 4-H like they do for MRF simply because that's not air conditioned. We looked into it,
right?
And it wasn't air conditioned, and that clearly was a problem. The other thing that really helped was Wi-Fi at our venue.
There were some issues about that. We got some ideas.
Yeah, we'll
to
figure
smooth
it all
things
out
but
year.
Yeah, we got some ideas. Bedtime was a false alarm. They're eating snack. Oh, no, that's great, Vicky. Chocolate will be perfect at this time of night. And yes, Chris, we could bang on Pooch for an hour. I mean, Pooch was running to Home Depot to build part of a set. And thank you, Matt, for taking him.
Yes, they did such a good job, though.
Yeah, they did do a good job.
I can talk about their thing in a minute.
Yep.
I'll move my printer out of the way so I can get to it.
Yeah, in a little bit. Yes, Panzer, I think we did create an event with its own identity. It was actually great. I don't know. Obviously, there are people who had gone to MRF who were there, sponsors, exhibitors alike. But I don't know if other people on the East Coast were so used to it. I think they were thinking it was more of a maker fair. And there were a lot of people who came through the door that I heard them say, oh, I could have brought my printer and shown what I was working on, or I could have shown my work. Oh, I need to do that next year. So I think there's
people not quite. I mean, those of us who have known about MRF for a long time and who have been there knew exactly what kind of to expect in terms of exhibitor tables and sponsor tables and things like that. But people who are from that side of the coast who may not be as familiar with the event of MRF were a little confused, like, oh, I could have done that. So I think next year we'll get a lot more turnout. Not that we didn't have good turnout, but we'll have even more next year. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was, I I couldn't have been. There were some very surreal moments for me, and
walking in for the first time.
Walking in,
insane.
yeah, walking in Friday morning for the very first time, and standing up on, I don't want to call it the catwalk, but the overhang, the second layer, and seeing all the tables lined out and the build platform lined out and all the booths and all the piping and all the drapes and all the chairs and everything without anybody else in there for the first moment was surreal.
It was very cool because we had only seen pictures.
Right.
So for us, it was really nice to see. First of all, we had seen pictures, and we had seen pictures with all of the stadium set up like it was for a basketball game. So it was still very different from even the pictures that we had seen. It was so cool to see in person for the first time.
Think I saw Jeff Slater say, I think I missed you guys. Jeff, I think I ran into you in the hallway very briefly, right? Because you had a Pats hat on, and I said, "Go Pats," because I'm just going to do that. I'm in Baltimore.
Everywhere.
What bad could possibly
Everywhere.
happen saying "Go Pats" in Baltimore, right? If I remember correctly, that was you, although I was totally running around, and I believe I shook your hand or got a brief second to do that. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was surreal moment number 1, seeing all of that.
Yeah.
Surreal moment for me, number 2, was being able to be the one on the microphone Saturday morning at 10 a.m. on the PA system saying, "Welcome everybody to ERRF 2018." And that was just a superb feeling that is never going to change. The first ever ERRF, I was the one that got to welcome everybody in. So that was very well. Hey, look, you had the opportunity.
Did I?
No.
Bucket list. I was never given that opportunity.
Look,
in fact, Matt and Matt both were on the microphone more than me.
Yeah, and to be fair, they both said one line. So, yeah. So that was surreal moment number 2, and surreal moment number 3 was being there to close it all down yesterday afternoon. Because originally Lauren and I thought we were gonna kind of bolt out a little bit early because we knew we had a long drive ahead of us. We decided not to. We made an executive decision that we weren't going to work today, and with that executive decision, we decided to stay until the end. And so at the same time, I got to close out the inaugural ERRF.
Vicky's right. The volunteers and her welcomed them first at registration.
Whatever. Killing me, Vicky. Killing me.
Vicky.
Killing me. But yeah, so those were really my 3 kind of surreal moments. Yeah, okay. It was you, Jeff. Thank you.
Does anybody have any questions as we're babbling on?
Because we will continue. Oh! The other amazing thing that I forgot about. So many giveaways.
Yeah, there were a ton of giveaways.
So many giveaways. Folger Tech gave away a printer.
There were more on Sunday than there were on Saturday.
Folger Tech gave away a printer. Fun King 3D gave away a printer. Filament CA had 3 separate giveaways. A master spool with their Econofill, their, and I love this, their All Canada pack, which was red and white filament, red and white PLA, and then they gave away PLA, or another roll of filament, to some of the sponsors who were there.
Yep.
The Friday night community hangout was able to do giveaways for best part and worst part, and it was just so many people giving things away. It was phenomenal.
Yeah, it was really cool.
So.
Did Prusa give anything away? No. Well,
Prusa
yes.
They
donated
an MK3 to Enable,
which was awesome.
Yeah.
The printer that they had running there, not the multi-material one.
Right. Oh, I forgot. I'm looking at Matt's 14 giveaways. That's right, because they gave away Martine's landscapes as well. I mean, there was so much.
But yes, Prusa's team did give their Mark III that they had working there to Enable, which was really awesome of them, I thought. Yeah.
Yep. I'm sorry, I'm catching up on the chat as you're talking.
I like that you have a chat right there, but you're reading mine right here.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to more. They don't need. Look, that's not my good side either. But yeah.
Yeah, talking with the guys from Enable was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, Eric was great.
Of things to do to go ahead and print off one of their hands.
Yep. They brought hands that had that they've modified so that people who have hands can operate now and try them out, which was really, really cool. I was watching them do that. They had a whole box of 3D printed cubes, and people were trying to use their hands to learn how to pick up and drop things over. So it was so very... Left ear is more photogenic. I've been told that, Miggy. I've been told that a lot, actually. Yeah, so... Oof. Wanting to know how to start one in Santa Fe, huh? You need some dedicated people.
Yes.
It took
so much more work than I think any of us really anticipated it would.
Yep. Find
I don't know if
3,
Vicky's still
4.
there, but I would be curious if she would agree that we didn't really know what we were getting ourselves into.
Find 3, 4, 5 really dedicated people to help you out.
Yes, and have a very clear vision of what you want.
Yep.
Because there were definitely things where we were like, well, what about this? What about this? And it was like, nope, that does not fit with what we're looking to do.
Yeah.
And you really have to be very, very clear pictured, or it can spiral out of control very quickly.
I believe one of the very first things that we did was we set a mission statement.
Yes, we did.
That we wanted to follow through with.
Yeah, because otherwise, if you don't, it's fine and good to not have to do that. Like, I don't have a mission statement for my business, but I'm also not trying to create an event around it. And that's what we were trying to do, is create an event around our mission statement. Yeah.
And Vicky, you're right. We had some amazing volunteers.
We did.
We had volunteers
were
who
so good.
Just dedicated. Would come up and say, "Look, my shift's over, but I can keep going. Tell me what you need."
Yeah, it was so good.
So, yeah, and it helps to have a really good community behind you too.
True.
It's.
It was a lot of pressure and a lot of work, but I'm very grateful for how it turned out in the end, and that I was able to be a part of it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, I've babbled. I think I'm done. Something's going to strike me in a second here. Yeah.
Should I talk about the holder while you're done, or do you want me to hold off because you're going to spurt into something else?
No, you might as well go for it. Take the opportunity. Or sit. If you're sitting, if you're laying, keep laying, relax. Don't let her boss you around. Summer can get that way.
I'm not Summer today.
Wait, really? You sound like Summer today.
Really? Well,
yeah.
I'm not.
Summer's got the scratchy voice.
Jeez.
Oh, jeez. I know there are things I'm forgetting, by the way.
I know there's a lot of things we're both forgetting.
Oh, stop breaking stuff.
I'm not breaking it. Oh, Jesus.
You're breaking stuff.
I'm not breaking stuff.
Never say strike me when sat next to a woman with an axe. Miggy, I will say I'm now holding the axe because I don't trust her with it for long periods of time.
I wish I didn't have a printer running right here.
Right? That's kind of a problem.
Here, how about we hold it together?
Oh,
so that
son of a...
people can actually see this way.
Where do we...
I want to show people the...
So let's hold it together. Now I'm going to pull it away from you.
Well,
how do you want...
in the picture.
Jesus.
The studio is not big enough for 2 people and this huge thing. Okay, so this is the rep box.
Night, Vicky, by the way.
Good night, Vicky. So this is the rep box by Repcord. And
well, it's the top of the rep box.
I will show them the rest of it in a second. So this is the rep box.
Sit it on top of Crispy. No, Matt, we don't need it catching on fire.
This is the box that they have designed to hold filament for the multi-material unit. It does have these little rollers. It's got a stay on here so the door actually stays open. It's got a bunch of rollers, and your filament will sit on those rollers. They're adjustable, so if you have a really wide spool...
Hey, how about you?
Oh, look at that!
Oh, look, you can take steps back, huh?
So you have room to put multiple spools in there. It will fit 5 full 1 kilogram spools. If you have half kilogram skinnier spools, it will fit 8 to 10 of those. It's really kind of cool. There's a PTFE that they gave me that will come out of these. And it just feeds your filament right through into your MMU. which is super convenient.
And yes, Heather, you can use it to feed your regular printer as well.
And actually, I probably will. I will use it to, since I only have 4 colors available for the MMU right now, and it will hold 5 spools. I'll put the Mark III spool on it, which is going to be super convenient. So one side I have has this. The other side has the Repcord R. And it has a French cleat on the back, so it can be hung on a wall. And they are working on a little bracket for the top so that you can stack them up. So it's not a dry box, which was a question that a lot of people asked. However, I have no doubt that if I put one of the rechargeable desiccant packs in it, that it would be perfectly fine. And we have high humidity here and don't have central air. So I don't think we would have a problem with it at all.
Heather's saying she needs to get you. They got to get you some custom sides. I don't know, Heather. I saw Travis putting them together. I'm not sure I want to take it apart to put custom sides on.
Oh, it wasn't that bad.
No, it wasn't. I just think Travis had
screws.
I just think Travis had to do 900 of them while Pooch wanted to look pretty. Let me move it over here so that you're not trying to.
Hey, thanks.
You're welcome.
Okay, I'm gonna sit back down now. So yeah, it was that's a really cool holder, and yeah, they're really easy. It was 3 screws. Nick is being totally overdramatic.
Yeah, no, they're super easy. Yeah. Travis was constantly building one, so
yes,
if you weren't around all the time, it looked like he might have been working on the same one. Because, Pooch was being the face. I'm not sure how that decision happened.
Sorry, I'm reading.
You can't do 2 things at the same time? Now you're giving me a hard time, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, Jason, you're welcome setting up your table.
Yes.
Your table looked amazing, by the way. The stuff that you had sent.
For sending stuff to us to put up. That was awesome.
No, it was great. You got a lot of people stopping by too, so.
For sure.
Yeah.
What else? What else is there to say?
Maryland is lovely.
True.
Chaps is delicious. Get the number 52. Gravy on the fries.
I really like just their beef.
Their beef was also good.
I needed to add cheese, though.
Something woman multitasking. I'm just going to be clear. I was reading that. Because I will pay for that in some not-so-subtle way later.
Naughty Dogs.
Naughty. Oh, my God. Naughty Dogs was a champ for us as well.
Yeah, they were really good to us. They are the bar that's a couple doors over from the university or from the community college. And they were very, very good. Protopasta sponsored an event there on Friday night, which was great. They had filament samples they were given to everybody, and also beer coupons, which was awesome.
Yep. Yes, Ninja Robot. There was a 98% 3D printed. Are you talking about Country? Are you talking about Walter's? Because I know Walter had his mostly 3D printed printer there. So that was super cool. Mm-hmm. Who am I missing? I'm just running up and down the rows real quick. Sean with the hooch, the tribute to veterans. Mm-hmm. That was super cool. Right across from I3D, seeing that. Talked about Mosaic. I'm just trying to go up the rows now.
Fun King had a booth there.
Fun King had a booth there,
and he did a giveaway, which was really cool.
Yeah, I'm totally gonna miss people, and I apologize for people that I miss. Yeah. God, so many cool things.
We talked to M3D about their...
You talked to M3D.
I talked to M3D about their color mixer. They've got a color mixer that they are designing to work on all printers, which was a unique concept, and it was kind of cool to see some of the progress that they've made on it. I think they've still got a little bit of progress to go. They said their one biggest problem right now is slicing, because they basically have to design a slicer from scratch to make the color mixing possible. Gecko Tech and Build Tech. How did we forget that?
We did forget Gecko Tech and Build Tech. Well, I mean, nobody forgets Kayla.
Nobody forgets Kayla. I love Kayla.
Kayla's awesome. Favorites. By the way, check out Kayla. She's now on Twitter.
Yeah, Build Tech Chick.
Build Tech Chick. Chick, no...
I'll type it.
Yeah. I-K, no C there.
Build Tech C...
Justin 3D. Yes, Creality was there. Creality sent a couple of higher-ranking individuals to ERRF, and Chris was able to interact with them a little bit, a fair amount, I think. So that was very cool. And yeah, they talked with they did talk with Scott Latine from Marlin a little bit. I saw that happening at one point.
They were actually they went and talked to everybody.
They did. They talked to everybody. So,
which was really kind of cool. Brian.
Oh yeah, Brian was there showing stuff off as well. That was awesome. Sergeant Ballistic.
Yep.
For those on Twitter, Brian was there showing stuff off.
His stuff was really cool.
Good looking stuff.
Yeah.
Too. Good Lord. Yeah,
had a great conversation with him.
So many. I really am. I'm going to forget people.
We're going to forget a lot of people.
Yeah.
And it also doesn't help that we weren't able to talk to everybody.
Right.
So if you were there and you know of people who we didn't get a chance to mention, call them out in chat so that people can kind of search them. Like I said, I know that Shane went around and talked to as many people as he possibly could.
I believe John, did as well. There were a number of interviews that I saw him doing at one point, later on Sunday, I believe.
Broken Nerd informed us he wasn't going to be able to make it. Same with Carmelo.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Carmelo and Broken Nerd weren't able to come because of things that were going on. Yeah.
Fingers crossed next year.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Yeah, Venturi 3D. Unfortunately, I don't think I got a chance to see.
I got to see you guys. I think I got to see you guys and talk to you guys very briefly as you guys were loading in on Friday or unloading to come in on Friday, and then I saw your booth, and every time that it was happening, I wanted to stop and talk with you guys. It was like, oh crap, it's 12:57. I have to go announce something again.
Yeah, I wish that I would have gone through on setup day, and knowing that Saturday and Sunday were going to be super busy for us, I wish that on Friday I would have gone
Heather's going next year and Travis is staying home.
Yes. I second that.
Yes. Fujitech. Slice Engineering. Yes. We talked about them a little bit earlier in their Mosquito Hot End.
Mosquito Hot End was pretty cool.
Yeah, they were super cool.
I mean, both of you really need to be there. Oh, crap. I need my battery.
Oh, my God. This is what happens when I get on camera. You don't have
I was not prepared. Thank you. I didn't plug my computer in. Yeah, I saw all sorts of pink things, Heather, and I thought of you for all of them. I loved your piece for the 3D
You mean like the second
community
place car?
Print. Yeah, the second place car was pink. I wore my pink 3DP community tee in your honor. Oh yeah, Robo was there.
Yep, Braden and Robo.
Yes, and whoa. You're knocking out lights. You kind of that one doesn't like to stay on. Robo was there, and I know Shane got an interview with them, as he said in the chat, which is great. I'm excited to see that.
OSH Park was, yep.
Braden from Robo did end up doing a talk, but
he did.
That was on Sunday,
yesterday afternoon.
So I'm not sure about. He's the one that we're not sure about the audio for.
Yeah, yeah. He was supposed to speak on Saturday, but was violently ill, and so got moved to Sunday. But thank you, Chris. Get back to the hotel. Get the critters fed.
Bye, Chris. Thanks for stopping by. I think that's off the top of my head all I can remember, and I know that I'm missing people. There was that guy
look at my program.
There was that guy that built the
Folger Tech. We forgot Folger Tech. I think I said Folger Tech gave away a printer, but yeah, Folger Tech was there as well. I made 3D and the Jelly Box, proving that anybody could put together a printer.
Yeah.
Forgot about them. Now I'm going through the program, just seeing who I forgot. CompuSource we talked about a little bit. Protopasta E3D, MDL, M3D, OSH Part. Yeah.
There was a guy there, and I can't remember his name. I have his paperwork somewhere. I don't remember where I put it, but it's somewhere, that he had 7-year-olds building a printer.
Oh, yeah.
And he showed us, he's like, it's not put together perfect, but the fact is 7-year-olds put this together, and that's a great start for 7-year-olds.
With conduit. Awesome. 3D printed corner connectors and conduit
which was really cool.
In between as providing structural strength. Yeah.
Some Railcore
There were some Railcore printers there. Yep. see the tiny printers. Yeah, there were definitely a
Yep.
couple tiny printers around throughout
Yep.
the whole thing.
Yeah.
Maybe looking to save to come next year.
That would be awesome.
Suitcase printer. Awesome.
Yeah, I think it was a really, really great event. What I would like to ask you guys is anybody who was able to come, and even if you weren't, if you watched some of the footage and you noticed something, I would really like to know what you would like to see next year. If there's anything that you are interested in seeing next year, please let us know. You can reach out to us on Twitter DMs, or you can email us. My email address is, it should be in the description box below, but it's lauren@abuzzdesigns.com. You are welcome to reach out to us. Make it a week-long event. Oh, man, I wish I could, but whew.
Yeah.
That'd be intense.
That would be intense.
I don't know if our sponsors could handle a week-long event. I don't know if I could handle a week-long event.
My voice couldn't handle a
No.
week-long event.
I don't think I'd have the ability to keep my energy up for that long.
Yeah.
I lived off of more soda in the last 3 days than I've had in the last 6 weeks combined.
Yeah. Yep.
To keep the energy up,
Constant shots of caffeine.
pretty much.
And not enough sleep. Yeah, don't worry. I called out of work because I really couldn't talk this morning.
Yeah. And
When I
was
say
just
called out of work, I
exhausted.
shot an email at 2 o'clock when we got home saying
Yeah.
I wouldn't be there today.
Yeah, same with me. We just couldn't do it.
I
It's
don't.
called pop. Yes, for me it was always called soda pop because I grew up in, I was born in Michigan and my parents say pop, and then I moved to Arizona where it was soda, so I say soda pop. Usually. So if anybody has any suggestions, we would love to hear them.
Chris, I'm right there with you. Pop is not right for me. Kalamazoo? Is Kalamazoo a suggestion for something? I've got a problem with it.
No. Yeah, no, I was born in Southfield.
Ah,
That's where I was born.
got it.
And
Sorry.
then lived in Sterling Heights for 5 years.
Yeah.
I have been to Kalamazoo.
Oh, Art 3 was there.
Yes.
I forgot about that. Art 3 was there showing off their printer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There are so many.
So many.
So many. I hope,
Things are just going to keep coming back to
I
me.
really look forward to seeing all of the footage because I know there's a lot of people that got footage that I did not because I didn't take any footage, to be honest, aside from the Derby. There is a stream. If you look at my previous streams, there is one on the Derby. I didn't run the whole Derby. I didn't stream the whole thing, but I did get at least one full round, so you can see every car being run at least once.
Why don't I upgrade Crispy to a 3D printed frame? I could.
Mm-hmm.
I could. There are some thoughts around what's going to happen with Crispy. But I've thought about going metal with Crispy. After watching Budman, actually, I thought about maybe V-slot rails and changing some stuff there. At the moment, the only thing that's going to be changing on Crispy is most likely going to be the extruder. And I'm going to keep Crispy running like that for a little while and figure out what I want to do with the frame. I'll be honest, I know that people say they have a lot of problem with the A-net frames and the acrylic and Z-wobble, but I'm not running into that issue. And I'm maxing out the bed. Some of those fishhook parts are 220, 230 millimeters tall, and I'm not running into any Z-wobble issues with it. So I'm kind of the mindset that if it's not broke, it doesn't need to be fixed. It can be upgraded for sure, but at the moment, that's not a huge concern. Crispy will be depressed after he sees Railcore, and Railcore is going to be depressed after they see the 500, the CB20. So, yeah. So Railcore, no question, Railcore for quality, because we've all seen what a Railcore can do. But that CB20, that 500 by 500 by 500, it's going to have a volcano put on it for sure, because otherwise prints are going to be forever and a day long.
Bye, Heather.
Bye, Heather.
Tell Travis we say hi.
Right, and just leave Pooch wherever.
And we miss you. I think they were going to different airports.
Whatever, maybe. So, yeah. I'm catching up over here. Okay. I'm caught up.
I don't think I really have anything else to say about it other than I'm really grateful for everybody who came out, and even those who didn't come out who still supported via Twitter or social media in general. We really, really, really appreciate you.
Yeah, I got to say, on the drive home, obviously I'm not checking my phone on the 7+ hour drive home yesterday, but nonstop, all I heard was my Twitter notifications going off for different things, and Lauren was keeping me up to date on what was going on and what people were saying. But the love from the community, the thanks from the community has been phenomenal. We didn't do it for admiration, though it certainly doesn't hurt. No, we did it because we thought the East Coast could use an event that came together and celebrated, 3D printing and the 3D printing community. And that's really what we wanted to do. And I'll be honest, if there was even one person who enjoyed their time and...
other than us, because we clearly enjoyed our time.
Right. If there was anybody who... if there's anybody who enjoyed it, or if everybody, and whatever, I'm babbling now. Yeah, that was the reason we wanted to do it. We wanted the East Coast to be able to have an experience like this.
Yeah, because I know that, even for us, getting to Goshen, Indiana is not always the easiest, and especially with it being so far outside of Chicago. It's difficult sometimes when you're that far away, because you've got the time of the flight, the time of waiting in an airport, then the time of the drive to the event. And for some people, that's just too much time when you may only have Saturday and Sunday and that's it. You may not be able to go down on a Friday like we have been able to do. So we wanted to bring something a little closer to the East Coast so that we could spread the love of 3D printing further. Will we start planning 2019 now? No, not exactly.
Well, so Henry, part of the conversation on the way home last night was about things that we wanted to see maybe done differently, changes that we could make. So I guess you might be able to say that 2019 started about 3 hours after 2018 ended. Look, we're in New England. This is we're Bill Belichick disciples, right? We're on to 2019 at this point.
Right. However, that being said,
we're taking a couple weeks off.
We're going to take a couple weeks off. We are doing our normal chats this week that we do, and it's going to be kind of a post-mortem on the event, our thoughts on it, ways that we can
don't like
improve.
post-mortem, by the way. I don't, can we just call it a wrap-up or something? Post-mortem sounds so...
Wrap-up?
Wrap-up. Post-mortem seems so...
official?
Dismal. That's what I'm going with.
Well, okay, fine. Well, you can call it whatever you want. It's a post-mortem of sorts to discuss what happened and where we can go from there, and any thoughts on next year. But the official planning, we're going to take a little bit of time off so that we can kind of take a step back and regroup.
Miggy Man, did we have to make any compromises with the venue, seeing as it's a new event for them? Not really. There weren't many compromises we had to make. I think the biggest concern for them was actually that glitter printer. They were really worried about. There were some things that we can't do like Murph can do.
No.
They didn't want outside beverages coming in, and they were okay with the you come in with a cup of coffee. That's great. But insurance,
for her example, we're okay with you coming in with a cup of coffee, but please don't come in
bring
with
a box of Joe. Right.
Which is understandable. They did have concessions available for us, and they were reasonably priced concessions. And the food was pretty good.
Yep.
It was not terrible, and even the coffee was not bad.
No,
I have to say.
No. Fujitech, Murph may be moving. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know anything about it.
So,
but we'll see. Timing-wise, I think we're trying to coordinate with our vendors, with our sponsors a little bit to see timing-wise what would work a little bit better. Obviously, it wasn't ideal to have our event at the exact same time as the Prague Maker Faire.
Right.
So we're going to try to avoid a conflict like that next year while still maintaining it around the same time of year.
Yep. Nice to see Budman in here. Thank you for the round of applause for the organizers. It was great having you there. We were talking about you earlier, your speech and how awesome that was and what you guys were doing. Yeah, well, look, and you already sent me down the right road of going to see the people over at
Yes.
Smooth On next time I'm in Allentown, so Lauren may actually be able to finish up the coffee table the way that she wants to with the kind of top that she's been thinking about at this point. So we owe that to Budman as well, but why should we be surprised that people who are 3D printing furniture were going to give us ideas about how to finish 3D printing furniture?
For reals. Yeah, I'm super excited.
Yeah.
I will be very excited to have the table completed. And if it is completed, when it is completed, because it will be at some point, it will be there next year. I promise.
I'm not going to lie, and I'm not saying this because Budman is here. I saw their printer, and I absolutely fell in love with their printer.
Yeah.
I love the printer.
And I really
love
like
the
their
printer.
chair.
Yeah. Oh my God, the chair
I
is
kind of want one. I wish I was sitting on their chair in my studio.
right.
I think it's a little too short for my studio desktop, but I love it.
Yes, I think Chris Lane. I think you're right that Murph is moving because of the existing building not being big enough. That's I heard.
That's the rumors.
John was talking about that towards the end of last year,
Yeah.
And how that might impact timing a little bit of the event and what it would look like. Tom, I will also agree the food was actually really good for the venue. The pizza was good. I had the pulled pork. The pulled pork was good. So I wasn't going to complain about that.
To answer the question about E3D, I believe they ended up returning it to sender. Because they were not going to be able to pick it up.
Oh, all of their stuff?
Yeah, I don't believe they were going to be able to pick it up, so they had it returned to sender, so it just went back to their warehouse or their factory. So it was all in all, we think it was a very successful event, especially for a first time event. We're so grateful.
I mean, I am my own toughest critic, but nailed it. Knocked it out of the park. Perhaps the greatest first-year event ever.
So humble.
So humble.
My highlight of the night...
What was your highlight of the night?
Sanjay wearing my ears.
Oh, God, yes.
It was hilarious. Sanjay just had to have a pair of my mouse ears. And Keith
had a pair of them. Claire bought a pair of them.
No, she was wearing Sanjay's.
I thought Claire was buying some yesterday, too.
No, I talked to her later.
Alex bought like 3 pairs.
Yes. Yeah, so my ears were a big, huge hit, which I loved, but it was hilarious to see Sanjay. He was like, I need them, and I was like, well, I only have one more without a bow, and it's glittery. He's like, I want a bow. So he was wearing a set of my ears with a bow, which was fabulous. It was a whole lot of fun. And we couldn't have asked for a better turnout.
Yeah. No, it was phenomenal. Again, for those who are just jumping in, 727 was the final.
27? Oh yeah, including us.
Including us. 727 people over the course of the weekend. So for year one, 727 works for me.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that.
Success. I mean, I was already calling it a success when we had people show up for exhibitors. I had already called it a success because there were people there.
Yes, Jeff. Yes, Jeff. Welcome to the stream. I'm very shy too. Very shy. Me being on the microphone to announce builders and being the voice of ERRF was putting myself out of my comfort zone. I really kind of let myself expand for this event. I love it, Budman. The hammer for the nailed it.
All right, guys. Well, I think we can call it.
Yeah.
Does anybody else have any other questions for us before we?
That feels like
stream?
a loaded. That feels like a loaded.
Well,
question.
it is a loaded question, but I want to make sure that we've answered everybody's questions.
Right. Yeah. God help us if it. So, has anybody ever seen the movie National Lampoon's Van Wilder? There's a scene in Van Wilder where, oh my God, Tara Reid. Tara Reid is going to get the file on Ryan Reynolds' character, and the file custodian comes back with like a binder that's yay thick, and she just drops it on the counter, and Tara Reid, as a school newspaper reporter, goes, oh, okay, that's a lot of reading. And the file custodian goes, that's his freshman year. He apparently really didn't come out of his shell until his sophomore year, and brings like more binders loaded. That's kind of me.
True story.
And that is the only time I will ever be compared to Ryan Reynolds, by the way.
So, question of the hour.
Yeah, I see that. It's coming up. Well, he said it before.
I know.
So
not to say that I've been avoiding it.
I know you've been avoiding it.
So the streaming. Life gets busy. And to be honest, these last couple months have been insane trying to plan this event. Plus my business, plus my day job, plus me trying to get healthy again. My health was taking a back seat to everything else I was doing, and it was starting to show. So finally I'm back to getting healthy again, and we're trying to figure out some sort of streaming schedule. It's yet to be determined, but hopefully there will be something happening.
So she can say that for Abuzz. We were talking a little bit about this on the way home last night, and Van Full of Puppies may move into the content creation realm. Probably more so with live streams like this, as opposed to filtered content or recorded and produced content. Because my editing skills are not that of the amazing Sean Connolly. Although
Nobody's
maybe I can.
are.
No, I know they're not. I have great ideas for editing skills, but a video would get produced once every 17 years. So it wouldn't be timely content. So I do think that I am probably going to move into the realm of live streaming a little bit. I'm not sure what day and or what time at this point. Some things to look at there. Yeah. So look for that in the
near
we'll
figure
future.
it out. And I don't know if you want to do that on your own channel or if you wanted to do it on here.
Point. Do you have a B channel? Can I be like the B team?
You're part of the A team, though.
Yes! Can I be Murdoch? I always wanted to be Murdoch on the A team. Ooh, how about B.A. Baracus? Can I be Mr. T? I want to be Mr. T.
You can be whatever floats your boat. So I don't know if that will be coming on this channel. I know that there's a couple things that Abuzz Designs. That's awesome. So I know there's at least one thing that Nick needs to do on this channel is to go over Crispy with you guys. The changes that he has made to Crispy, the issues that he's come across with Crispy, all needs to be done in a filmed setting or streamed something. He needs to tell you guys what he's done.
We can stream it.
Because that printer did start off as a basic review unit for my channel, and I did pass it on to him to be able to play with. So that will be happening. I'm going to force it to happen.
Yeah. So there will definitely be some of that. I've got some ideas for some other stuff because we've got projects in the work. I probably won't be showing the building of the rail core because this is going to sound really weird, but we do parts of that on date night.
And we won't be filming
it's a date night activity, so you guys won't be seeing that. But I am working on the CB20, and so I may start showing some of that as I'm live streaming some work there. And working on building that, and I'm sure the frustrations that will inevitably come with it. Really, I'm planning on live streaming that just so I can have people in the chat telling me that I'm doing everything wrong and help me out in fixing it. I'll be honest. So that'll be part of what's going on there. But yeah, I've got some ideas. It's gonna be a making channel, but I can't say it's always gonna be 3D printing. I did see the suggestion up there a little bit earlier about maybe doing some brewing. There's a good chance that there's going to be some brewing on my channel at some point. What are you going to type there?
Nothing. I'm just chuckling at Matt's comment.
Okay, you guys are nerds. Day night 3. Hey, when it's not 3D printer building night, we're playing Lego Marvel superheroes.
It's true.
Duh.
Or watching Marvel movies.
Or watching Marvel movies. Or
nerds.
going to oh my god, it's awesome.
Yeah, we're pretty much nerds.
Yeah, so I've got some ideas, and like I said, it's not going to be all 3D printing related. I do actually have some other ideas. I don't want to say that I'm going to steal from people, but watching Chuck Hellebuck and watching Garrett and Chelsea, kind of doing some of their stuff. I've got some ideas about some stuff that I want to attempt to 3D model. So you guys might get to see Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 17 versions of things as I attempt to model in Tinkercad and then try to print out. I don't want to say all done during live streams, but you may see the Tinkercad in the live stream, and then you may see the final print a week later, and then the second version of a final print, and then the third version of a final print until things work. So I don't know. I've got some ideas about some stuff that I want to do. Yeah, I will say for myself, I can't speak for Lauren because, well, I fall down the stairs the day after I speak for Lauren all the time, or run into doorknobs or whatever. So I can't speak for Lauren, but no, I don't. But I do. I thoroughly enjoy spending time with the community, with everybody online. So I wanted to feel like I'm giving back to the community because honestly I feel like I've been taking a lot from this community for a number of years. I think you just gave
back to the community over the weekend.
Yeah, but this is along with my humility, my selflessness is another one of my big not big traits that I'm working. Whatever. Yeah.
I feel like I need to say that I am still a girl and I still do enjoy nice date nights.
Okay, so to be fair, other date nights have included getting pizza and fries at a local pier and walking the beach. We did a impromptu picnic night at a lighthouse. And again, kind of walk/drove a beach. So we actually do romantic date
real
stuff.
Date nights.
Right. We do active date nights. We've hiked a mountain and brought some food with us and had dinner at the top or lunch at the top of a mountain. So
basically all of our dates involve food.
Well, God, yeah. I mean, come on. Seriously. So, yeah. Wait, did I read Sean is here somewhere?
Yeah.
Oh, there's Sean.
Hi, Sean.
Yeah. Oh my God, Sean, your daughter was amazing, by the way.
Adorable.
She had no idea who I was, but she absolutely loved Lauren.
She was adorable.
Need a black and white logo to add to the confusion. Oh, I'm just catching up on the chat real quick, guys. Oh, Chris came in too.
Yeah.
Nice. Hey, Chris.
Hi, Chris. Everybody thank Chris for his help too.
Seriously.
He was a insurmountable part of this.
Yeah.
Is that the right word?
Insurmountable?
No.
Instrumental.
Clearly, I still need more sleep.
And yes, Tony, I am very humble. Getting poutine fries, yes, poutine.
Yeah.
I was actually at a restaurant. We were at a restaurant tonight, and I didn't get poutine. It's the first time I haven't gotten poutine at a restaurant in Lord knows how long.
They had vegetarian poutine.
It's not happening. Get my nails done. Leave them alone.
Oh man.
One more big. Thank you, Budman, for the big thank you again. Everybody made it awesome. Everybody made it awesome. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. I'm still exhausted, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I have a feeling I will be exhausted until this weekend when I can actually sleep.
Yeah.
Not that we didn't sleep till 11 today, but still.
So you think that, but.
But what?
You do realize you've got to pick me up at the airport because you're taking my truck this week, right? Awesome. Yeah, no, that's reassuring. I need you to pick me up at midnight. You're yawning at 9:30.
At midnight?
I don't land until midnight.
Oh, why did I agree to that?
I know, which kind of hurts because Matt actually asked if we would be able to jump on and do an ERRF wrap up on the Friday night hangout, but I'm going to be in a plane, and you're going to be coming to get me. Hey, Chris! Because Vicky will already have the kids asleep, so... Oh, maybe Vicky. Maybe Vicky will be able to do it. Yes, Mike, thank you. I am shy and introverted and a delicate flower. Don't scare me with fast movement. I'm like a squirrel. Fast movements frighten me.
You guys, I honestly don't know how his head fit through the door on the way out of ERRF. His ego... made his head so big, I honestly thought I was going to have to pop him.
Is Budman heading out?
Yeah.
We're signing up. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for everything.
All right. Well then, what do we think? We're about an hour and a half in.
I think
we have sucked up at people's an hour and a half of their lives.
I have to.
That is exactly what I told you to say, Mike. The money is in a paper bag. That's the third tree from your house. It's a hollowed out stump. Well, you gotta have drops for people. You don't know this?
No, I do things on the up and up.
Really?
Yeah.
That's your fault.
There's this thing called PayPal. You can PayPal somebody.
Yeah, no, they can track money that way.
Wow, that only seemed like 10 minutes to you? I'm so glad.
If nothing else, we're entertaining. We make time go fast for people.
Good. I'm glad to hear it.
No, I'm not going to be...
I'm going to be honest. If I had to listen to me and him drone on for an hour and a half, I'd be like, oh my God, shut these two up.
Now, I'm not going to be a shill or anything, but if you guys are having a good time like we are, don't hesitate to hit that thumbs up button. We appreciate it. Go reset up your stuff. Yeah, we got here last night when we got in at a little before 2. We did a quick inventory of what needed to go in and what needed to stay out in the truck for the night. And it was raining, so we were like, nope, all the filament stays outside. Good, we're just taking in our bags. But...
All right, I'm going to fall asleep sitting here. I still have to package up an order.
Yeah, you should probably get on that.
So we're going to...
What have you been doing all weekend?
So we're going to sign off. Thank you guys for everything. If you have any questions or suggestions, please let us know.
Yep. That's it. I got nothing witty to say.
You got nothing?
Ladies and gentlemen, the time is now 9:30. Abuzz Designs will be signing off. Thank you, Matt.
That's very nice of you.
That
you
is
don't
very
have to
nice.
do that.
Woo! $5 for date night.
Woohoo! All right, guys. Have a fabulous night. Thank you guys so much for your support. We really appreciate it.
While she is boxing up orders, shameless plug that I'm going to go play some PUBG.
All right. Bye, guys.
Night, guys.